I got the horse right here. The name is Paul.
Hello, racing fans, and welcome back to Handicappers Corner for our 2017 inaugural Hastings Racecourse card and our inaugural Handicappers Corner. Drew Forster, myself, Mike Heads. We're going to bring you all 8 races from Hastings. Well, Drew, we haven't had the greatest of springs or winters, and so which resulted in us backing up opening day a week.
Yeah, we just backed it up 1 week. We did have an inordinate amount of snow.
It was awful.
When it wasn't snowing, it was raining. It was very tough to get horses ready, so we did back it up a week, as Mike mentioned. But it looks, I mean, we pulled together a great card.
No, this is really like
strong.
one of the best opening day cards we've had in a long time.
Absolutely.
11 horse field, a couple of 10s and 9.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of horses in the entry box, and congratulations to all the trainers. Like, kudos to them for getting horses ready through some tough conditions. It's been pretty much sloppy racetracks from February 1st all the way to April 23rd, and it probably will be of the off variety again. But
yeah, it's 50-50 right now. It's supposed to be nice on Saturday as of taping. It's supposed to be nice on Saturday, so we'll see. It's beautiful right now. This is Thursday as of taping. Yeah. We'll see how it turns out on Sunday for our opening day card.
Thanks to everyone, too, our good crew. Dave, Kathy,
Jason,
behind the scenes. I know Drew and I can pick 8 winners in a card. We're still not the stars of the show. The stars of the show are behind the scenes that take time away from their jobs, leave the paperwork stacked on their desk.
They're real jobs.
They're real jobs to facilitate cameras. They get everything uplinked to the web. Jason, Dave, and Kathy, and of course our man Glenn for putting the show on his dime. But there we go. There's the introduction.
Speaking of him, he's got some in today. We'll touch on that later.
You can start first. 5 of them.
First. Nice little race to kick off our card.
A lot of money today.
Yeah, I know there's some good races, and this is one of them. Greg Tracy. I went to Greg Tracy's horse here. Good to see Greg Tracy back at Hastings Park. Actually, I saw him here at the Derby of the day. He said he's looking to have about 28 or 30 here. So
he's got 8 in today.
Yeah, he's got a bunch in. I picked him in a bunch of them. So thanks to Greg Tracy for bringing horses back here to Hastings Park. And I went to him in the first. Fall last. Boy, does this Son of Spring at last look like he has a fair bit of talent. Broke his maiden by 12. Last year in Northlands Park. Followed that up in a stake by 12. Finished out the season in September in the Birdcatcher. Ran second, sorry. The only time he's been defeated. Yeah. Ran second, beaten a neck. Most recently, 26th of March, about a month ago, he ran at Turf Paradise, made that a winning one, got a 64 buyer. He's fit. He's got a race under his belt. This is my horse in here. He's going to be a short price, but he looks to be the winner. Fall last for me. The second spot was Steve Henson's horse, Honor River. He claimed this horse out of the fairgrounds back on the 29th of December. That day, it was a non-230. He ran second to a horse named Mr. Misunderstood. Mr. Misunderstood. Yeah. Won 2 in a row coming off that race, both optional 50s. Got an 80 and 89 buyer, and he is running in the Illinois Derby this Saturday. He's 7-2. He's one of the favorites. He got beat by a good horse there. Stevie took him over to Turf Paradise, ran one race. He ran 9th. I'm going to let that pass. He's obviously got some talent. He's a son of honor and serve that they paid $195,000 for. David Lopez rides for Steve Henson, got him in the second spot. And I put all under control out of the always dangerous 2-time leading trainer, current consecutive leading trainer, Mike Anderson. Richard Hamlin and him are always deadly. I liked this guy's first race last year. Won very professionally. Came back, didn't have a great trip in the Jack Diamond. He got put on the lead. He broke from inside, got put on the lead, did all the heavy lifting, and faded a little bit at the end. And then the Ascot graduation, I just tossed that out. Definitely he's got talent. I put him in the third spot. I went 3-2-5 in the opener.
Yeah, a nice allowance race. I don't have a lot to add. I agree with Fall at Last. He's got the race under his belt, which is huge. This horse should be very dangerous. The one loss back in September in the Birdcatcher, as you mentioned, was off a little bit. Maybe come back a little shiny. Who knows? But with 2-year-olds, he had 2 nice, impressive wins. Didn't run that race back in the Birdcatcher. Was given the rest of the winter off. Has come out sharp. Ran very game at Turf Paradise. Lost the lead, came back, got the victory. That's pretty nice. So against older horses, that's 3 and up. And it looks like it was a couple of older horses that ran second and third. Just judging by the weights that are in the form there, Please Be Me is 124 and Kuzan is 122. Yeah. Definitely older horses. So he beats, that was a game, looks like a game win. And it's great to see Quincy Welsh back in town. He's always rated a high percentage here. Not as hot as Rico Walcott over the past few years, but Quincy's done very well here. You have to go back a few years, but Quincy used to come over here and do a lot of good, visit the winner's circle a lot when he did come over from Alberta. But
that horse has a great work. I didn't mention that too. 59-2 coming in this race. It's all systems go.
With former rider Jennifer Reed, who's used to ride at Turf Paradise, Jennifer, and she is kind of running the barn here for Greg Tracy with actually Jim Jim Tracy, also with Jennifer Reed. But Jen's been getting on a lot of the horses. She was aboard for that workout in 59-2. But looks like the controlling speed.
All systems go.
All under control for me for second. I agree. Nice horse. Mike had a great season last year. Kind of sad to report the owner, the breeder, Doug Clyde, did pass away. He is one of the longtime contributors to racing. Doug Clyde did pass away just a couple of weeks back, which is very sad. But
absolute staple of horse racing here over the last 40 or 50
great breeder.
years.
He owned the Stallion, Storm Victory. A lot of brood mares. He's consistently breeding horses, buying horses, bringing them in from California, wherever. You know, Doug did a lot to try and enhance BC racing, and it was very sad to hear that he passed away. But this horse will race in the estate of Doug Clyde, but all under control. Looks very, very good in this race as well. If Fault Last doesn't win, and I agree with Honor River, perhaps back on dirt might help. I don't know. The horse maybe didn't care for the Turf Paradise turf. 3-5-2 for me in the Sunday opener. On to race number 2. Got a field of 7 fillies and mares. Non-winners a 3 lifetime, going 6 furlongs. Once again, most races are 6 furlongs. The only ones that are 6.5 are the stakes races. I went to Bullet. I'm going to try for a small upset in here. She started the season off pretty high, and sometimes when you start off the season high and get off on the wrong note, your season just never gets on track. At least she's starting off on the bottom this year and perhaps work her way up. She was, destined to be a little better filly than what, obviously where she was running at the end of last year. Had a season to forget. She was 2 for 6 as a 3-year-old, and 0 for 11 as a 4-year-old. But I just think maybe running that high and then finally getting. Once horses get kicked in the teeth enough times, they lose that desire.
Especially girls,
especially the fillies. And but I look for her. She worked good. 46. There's a 46 in there. A 101 and change. Frank Berryby is very good and getting horses to win early, and Corinne Andros to ride. I just give Bullet a shot. Jazz is the horse to beat, the 6th horse. Looks like the speed of the race. Jeff Birmingham rides for Greg Benin, who's recently purchased the horse. Best of luck to Greg, who's a first-time trainer here at Hastings. The horse had a good season for Audie Theris last year, and was running against better fillies and mares and gets into a non-3 here. And I put the 3 horse, Oma, on the class drop. Ran some good races early in the year, kind of tailed off towards the end, but another one that was running against better 3-year-old fillies last year. I went 2, 6, and 3. I didn't give Bullet a shot.
I went with Jazz. I mean, you're right. She's going to be the favorite. You look.
Speed.
She's speed. She started out the season very good last year. Her first race last year, she ran in the 8,000. Only got beat 3 lengths behind Blended, I Believe in Angel. Tougher fillies. Then she made the move down to 4,000, absolutely dusted the field, won by 6 1/4. Look at, she was favorite 5 of the 11 times she ran last year. Down to the $4,000 level, she's a controlling speed. She's going to be tough to beat. Jeff Birmingham is aboard. I put Queen of Barney for Rob Maben. He had a great year last year.
Nice, honest filly.
She shows up every time. Look at that. What it was, 1, 2. Her last 5 starts, she had a win, a second, 3/3. She's always right there. Rob Maben looking to come back and repeat after a very strong year. His most successful year training here at Hastings. Absolutely one of the most likable guys on the track.
Awesome.
Love to see Rob Maben have another good year. And good to see Enrique Gonzalez after a couple-year hiatus away from Hastings here. He had a great year here. I think it was 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, he was leading rider here 3 or 4 years ago.
3 or 4, but great to have him back, an absolute talent. And Enrique does ride for Rob Maben. And I put Eau Claire de Lune in the 3rd spot. Yes, Josh Murphy's favorite, Eau Claire de Lune. Richard Hamill sticks with her. Put together 4 good races in the middle of last year. She got 51 buyers. If she can duplicate that, she's going to be in the mix. I went 6, 4, and 1.
She hits the board.
Good second. Yeah, she does. She's a check getter.
She'll get some carrots, win, lose, or draw from Josh.
Yes, she will. She is well loved. On to the 3rd race. This is a non-winners of the year. The boys' end. We just saw the girls' end. This boys' end claiming 4,000 non-winners of the year.
This is the first half of the split. It goes the 3rd and the 8th race.
And this one came up considerably tougher, actually. I like Cedarburg. This horse has the back class, that's for sure. He's been running Turf Paradise. He's got the fitness edge. He comes off at 62.50 non-winners of the year at Turf Paradise back on the 22nd of March with under old-time Hastings rider Jake Barton. He's got the speed. That was going 7.5. Now he's going 6.5. He's quick. Cedarburg, I think, is going to be extremely tough in here. I put Lauren 500, another Rob Maben horse. Amadeo Perez rides. As you mentioned last year, he started out much higher. He had a good race, too. He started off the year with a good second behind after the conflict for 12.5. Now he starts out at the $4,000 level.
Start at the bottom.
Exactly, and work your way up, as Mike just mentioned with Bullet last time. I got Lord 500 in the second spot, and I put Lassie's Reward. Every time he runs at the $4,000 level, he has to be respected. And last year's leading rider, Richard Hamill, is in the attack for Nancy Betts. You know, Richard had some options here, and he goes with Lassie's Reward. I got him in third. 5-4-3 for me.
Yeah, I agree. Cedarburg's your horse to beat. Fitness edge, class edge, so many edges. The price will be lousy, but Cedarburg is your horse to beat. Lassie's Reward won't probably possess much more value. This horse is running against better company last year, claimed out of his final start, but a winning one. This horse at 4,000 is going to be dangerous. Another 8 for 33 lifetime. This horse knows how to win races. And as you mentioned, Richard Hamill, last season's leading rider, got a live mount again. I put Papa Soul, the one horse, in for third. I was between Lorne 500 or Papa Soul. Greg Tracy's runner here. He's brought in quite a few that he's purchased privately from Fairgrounds, Oaklawn Park. You'll notice that. About cheaper horses that he's brought in.
Another one that ran on the 26th of March, so he should have a fitness edge.
He looks like he wants to go farther. It's the only reason to pick him a little higher, but with the fitness edge, you never know. He might be able to win it. Romario Saunders has been doing some morning work for Greg Tracy. He gets the riding assignment. I went 5-3-1. I do agree, though, that Cedarburg is your horse to beat. On to race number 4, the first of 2 stakes races on the program. This is the Big House Bells, fillies and mares, going 6.5 furlongs, field of 6. I think the 3-horse Ciot Auclair is going to be very dangerous. I was between Dear Lily and Ciot Auclair. They raced in Phoenix last month. Ciot Auclair lost by a length, but Dear Lily had 2 winning races going into it. It's just Ciot Auclair's first. Ciot Auclair didn't get the lead. I think she'll get the lead in this race, and I just think there might be some factors that might sway or maybe put Ciot Auclair in the winner's circle over Dear Lily, but I never put anything past Dear Lily. She's a win machine. She's won more than half of her career starts. She is just true class. She looks great on the track. I saw her this morning. So watched her paddock school.
She's been running.
She looks so good. I watched Sandy bring her up to the paddock, and Dear Lily is just going awesome. And I wouldn't. Those two are inseparable to me.
I was going to say that's a coin toss. I mean, an early pick 4, any of your multi-race wagers.
You got to play both.
You got to take both.
Because Ciot Auclair could sneak away in this race on the night.
So
I see a ton of speed in here. The freshly turned 4-year-old Chianti is speed, and Morning Coffee sometimes shows sprint speed, but she's more of a route,
distance speed.
Route speed. Castellani, who looks like she has some class to her and running in some nice races, looks like she wants to run farther. I don't know how much sprinter she is, but she did breeze well over the track in 48 and 4. Enrique Gonzalez will ride for Phil Hall. And Peter Redekop, you'll notice him purchasing claiming a lot of horses.
Yes, he has
and bringing them up here to Hastings. Once a big thank you to him for continuing to contribute
doing his part
in big ways to bringing horses.
A regular of the Derby Barn Grill here as well.
He loves to have fun on the weekends here. But I went 3-1 and 5. I put Morning Coffee in for third. She's a classy little mare that runs big races all the time. Just can't seem to beat the Touching Promises and Sailing for the Suns and Arabella's Muses. So she had kind of had a tough season last year. But this race is probably one of the easier renditions of the Brighouse Bells, with no Snuggles, no Touching Promise, no Arabella's Muse.
Yeah.
This race has come up quite,
even Robbie's filly, the one last year.
Sailing for the Sun. She's getting close to running. Avadiva too,
yes.
But I haven't seen Avadiva. I don't know. But Sailing for the Sun is getting close to running.
Sailing for the Sun, no Avadiva. As you mentioned,
Touching Promise. They'll all be in the next one. But I went 3-1 and 5. I just think Ciot Auclair might have a tactical advantage speed-wise over Dear Lily, and that's the only reason that just pushed me slightly over the top. 3-1-5.
I went to Dear Lily, but I couldn't. I mean, I'm with you. It's between those two for me. I gave the edge to Dear Lily because, as you mentioned, she's got 4 races at Turf Paradise. She had a very successful winter down there. 3 wins and a third in her latest. She's dead fit. Comes in here. Sandy's got her on top of her game. You mentioned she looks great. I'm going with her on top by a hair over Ciot Auclair. I love Ciot Auclair. She's 5 for 13 lifetime, but she doesn't, she's had some problems getting distance. And when she sprints, she's deadly. 3 for 3 lifetime at this distance. Deadly sprinting. So Ciot Auclair, I give Dear Lily in a coin toss over Ciot Auclair. And I put Castellani in the third spot because she's got the fitness edge. She's been running. You go back, you look at Quattro Cat. 11 out of 12 lifetime in the money. I don't have her in there. She could definitely hit. And speaking of gentlemen that we lost this winter, Rob McDonald, longtime breeder, a good friend of the Derby here. We lost him about a month or 6 weeks ago.
Owned the stallion Abraj, who was the sire of Quatre Cat. Yeah, we did lose Rob this winter.
Bred him, so well missed Rob, and all the best to his family. I could have had Quatre Cat in there, Morning Coffee, as you mentioned. She's got the back class. Chianti, only 7 starts, another one. What has she been out of the money twice?
No, and having to run against a stablemate all the time.
And having to run against Snuggles.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. Not that Snuggles needed it, but Snuggles is a great horse.
I went 1-3-2. You could go a lot of ways here, but I think it's between Dear Lily and Pseudo Claire. I went Dear Lily, Pseudo Claire, Castellani in the Brickhouse Bells.
Good maiden allowance here.
Maiden special weights.
10 of them.
10 of them lined up. Good card, as we mentioned, put together by Nichelle Nevin. Fantastic command. I'll go with the first-time starter here, 3-year-old out of the Mike Anderson barn, as we mentioned. Mike, our lead trainer here last year. Works look good. And this is kind of a tip your cap. Richard Hamill would have had other options in here, and he went with this horse. Mike's got 2 in here. He put Hamill on this one. I just got a gut feeling. I'm going with Fantastic Command on top. The next 2, I'm going with Mike's favorite angle here, 4-year-olds against the younger horses. I put Fantastic Command, a first-time starter. I'm hoping he just has enough talent to beat these horses. I put Good As They Get. He's a 14-time maiden. That scares me, but he's always right there. He's been second 5 times, ran good in stakes. He's quick. He's going to break his maiden one of these days. It's a miracle he hasn't so far. I got him in the second spot. I put Santa Fe Trail for trainer Dave Forrester. Amadeo Perez sticks with him. It took him a while to round into form. He is, do think he wants to go longer, but I think he's finally was getting the hang of it near the latter part of last season with a 2nd and 2/3, and he's one that could break through in one of these races. So I put him in the 3rd spot. 7, 9, and 1 for me.
Yeah, I went with the 4-year-olds as well, but this is a nice race. There's a lot of ways you can go in here. There's some neat
Soulcat was one I didn't mention. That's
I did take Soulcat on top. He worked in 12 and change. He was a nice 2-year-old.
Yeah, I haven't seen him for a while.
2 years, I know, a year and a half anyway. But he has been training well in the morning. He's got a minute and change, 101, 112 and change. He's a half to Cats on Fire, who was a stakes winner. So won BC Cup a couple years ago. But Soulcat does have the pedigree to be a nice one. He did show first time out. He ran well, and then things went off the rails. But he actually ran good as a maiden in the Ascot.
No, he definitely looked like a horse that had talent. You could tell he had talent as a
I've had the advantage of seeing him in the AM and watching all of these horses train, and he's looked as good as anyone. And his only problem maybe is in the paddock. He gets a little antsy. He's very nervous type. But Soulcat's been very good out on the track.
I like Enrique Gonzalez on him too.
Yeah,
I like
but
that.
Once again, a 4-year-old, and I agree with your 9 horse, Good As They Get. Was very good early last year. His form kind of tailed off after. He just seemed to run into horses. He actually won a race last year, but was disqualified for a medication violation. But he ran into horses that ran their career best races, like BC Charlie, Always Sunny, Mighty Mesa. They just seemed to. He always ran into a
Omega
horse
Victory
that ran their. This guy went crazy and ran out of their skin and won the race. And he kept running big races and just couldn't get into the winner's circle. But he's trained well.
It's amazing he's still a maiden.
Yeah, but the 9-hole going 6 is a little tricky for him. And I put the 6-horse Zap down for Greg Tracy. I think you respect anything Greg's running right now. Also another one benefiting from a race under his belt, even though it was a distant third to his stablemate Rock Victor, who's also here at Hastings in Phoenix. There, that race in the optional, maiden optional. Breezed a nice. I watched that breeze. He was waiting for his company. He won the work, but it was really slow because he'd wait for an inferior company mate, and that's why it ended up being 105. But Quincy's to ride might be the lone speed. I don't see any speed in here. That's one problem in this race. There's not a whole lot of pace in here. But I did go 4, 9, and 6. I'm going to try Soulcat to win race number 5, which does kick off your late pick 4. On race number 6, 3-year-old filly allowance race. Got some talented ones in here. Field of 8 signed on, and the 1 horse has been absolutely brilliant. Obviously, an undefeated horse. Well, not undefeated. He did get disqualified. Looks like for a medication violation, but this horse he didn't know that, or she didn't know that.
Yeah, exactly.
A filly by Dialed In out of Forestry Mare. Looked great winning a non-3 against older horses, 3 and ups in Phoenix, and now gets in against straight 3-year-old fillies. Worked beautifully over the track with Jennifer Reed in 102 and 3. Quincy into ride. Looks like the controlling speed from the inside, going 6. That's where you want to be on the fence. Rough Enough is your horse to beat. Probably going to be a short price favorite, but I got her to win it. I like the 6 Baby's Got Track. I've really been impressed with the way she's worked this spring. I like her off-the-pace style. I know she made no impression to Yukon Bell and Dazzlin' Dawn and Anstrom in the fantasy, but prior to that, her 2 races were very good, I thought. And I just see some speed in here, maybe to chase rough enough. I'm not saying Baby's Got Track can win the race, but I think she can pick off any horses that are trying to chase rough enough and maybe get into the place spot. And I put the 3-horse Total Defense for the North American Thoroughbred Horse Company and Elizabeth Stolzenberg. Excellent work, Tab. David Lopez rides. Did break her maiden for 25,000, and then didn't run well in a stake, but obviously something went amiss because she was given the rest of the year off, but she's trained well. Always respect these connections. 163.
I agree with you. Rough enough. Boy, she looks good in here. Has never been beaten. Yeah. They paid $47,000. Greg picked her out of Keeneland sale. She's a dialed in of the Forster Mare, as you mentioned. She's got a license to be good, and it looks like they got themselves a gem here. I don't have much to add. I mean, you covered her. I got her on top. I put Good Luck to You. Phil Hall's got 3 in here. Good Luck to You now moves to the Phil Hall barn. Looked like she had a fair bit of talent last year. I loved the way she broke her maiden. Came back in the debutante. Only got beat a couple lengths. And I think that she looks like she's been training well this year. I like the fact that Amadeo Perez gets aboard her for Phil Hall. I got Good Luck to You in the 2nd spot. And I put another Phil Hall horse. He's got 3 in here. Artistica, the Peter Redekop one. Another one that broke her maiden impressively last year. Came back in the BC Cup debutante and was just behind Good Luck to You. I got those 2 in the 2nd and 3rd spots. I went 1, 5, and 7.
Pretty nice to fill in the post draw. With saddling, he's got the 5, 6,
7. Make it nice and easy on him.
Yeah, a little bit easier to saddle. Phil's got a pile of horses. He had a great season last year. It's good to see him with a whole ton of horses.
He has picked up some new horses, and he's some nice horses, as we mentioned before. Peter Redekop, of course, so looks like Phil is primed for another good season. On to the Swift inaugural $50,000 stake for 3 and up, and wow, 11-horse field. You'd love to see that.
This is awesome.
Speaking of Phil Hall and Peter Redekop, I've gone to a horse they just claimed for 62.5 down at Santa Anita off Jeff Bondy. Distinctive Passion. I mean, Modern is the king of the local ring here, that's for sure. But this horse is fit. He's race fit. Look at, he's been putting up he put a 96 buyer up 2 starts ago. Came back, put an 86 buyer. He goes in 21. Look at his last 3 races: 21-2, 21-3, and he wins. 21-4, and he wins. He's going to be a handful. I like seeing Enrique Gonzalez aboard for Distinctive Passion. But Modern in the 2nd spot. He's the local favorite. He's the guy you have to knock off. I'm just trying to go with something different. I mean, look at Modern at this distance. What is he? 9, 4, 2, and 1. He's 7 and 9 in the money going this distance. Richard Hamill fits him like a glove for Dino Condolinio. So the Swift Thoroughbreds trying to win the race that is named after them. They've sponsored. I got Modern in the 2nd spot, and in the 3rd spot, I went to the 10, Blue Dancer. I think these are the 3, and any of your made tickets. I mean, you can look at a lot of different horses in here, but these are the 3 that look tough. Another Greg Tracy horse, Blue Dancer, and boy, has this guy got a lot of talent. 13 of 16 lifetime in the money, 10 of 16 in the winner's circle. Wow, he's got a lot of talent. Hasn't run 6.5 before, but he has won sprinting.
Oh, he's a speed horse. He's
going 6 furlongs, right? 1 by 4. That was back 2 years ago. Last year, going 6 furlongs, he won the Journal. You know, he's a very versatile horse. Greg Tracy, look at his work tab. He's got him on his toes. Look at those works from Phoenix. 59-3, 59-3, a minute and 2/5, and he's got one nice 101-1 over the local course. I got him in the 3rd spot. I went 7, 6, 10.
Yeah, I agree. Those are your 3 horses. I did go to Blue Dancer. I think the outside draw is perfect for him. I don't think he needs the lead. Not often you get a horse that's running the Breeders' Cup. I think we might have 2 of them. I think of Distinctive Passion running the Breeders' Cup. Might have, but maybe not. But
he is a great
Blue Dancer
winner,
definitely is a 2-year-old. Ran in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. He led with Rico Walcott for a while. It's still on form there, November 1st at 2:14. But this horse is a cool horse. He was beating Killing Me Smalls. Killing Me Smalls turned the table on him, the Westerner. But then he lost going 1 mile 3/8. He's not a 1 3/8 horse. This is a nice, solid speed horse. Probably 6.5 to 1 mile is his perfect distance. He's just winning at 1 mile 1/16 because he's a very, very nice horse. This is a cool horse, Blue Dancer.
He's been training in the sunshine. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's had. I obviously couldn't get. I know Greg would have liked to have had a prep race in him in Phoenix because the other ones did, but I guess there any races are allowed. So he's not. Obviously, doesn't fit many conditions, Blue Dancer, other than a stake because he's won 10 times. But he did breeze beautifully. 101-1. This horse came down the lane really quick. I watched that work with another Jennifer Reed work with Blue Dancer. Horse looked the part. Still going to need to be very good to beat Modern and Distinctive Passion. Two quality horses that have beaten up on older horses here, especially Modern. Modern's beaten up on some nice horses.
He's always
here over
tough,
the past
especially
few
this
years.
time of year. Sprinting is Modern's always tough.
Dino always has them ready, and for the Swift Thoroughbreds, and another great outfit, Swift Thoroughbreds, Horatio and Mark and their wives. They are always big contributors, breeders, and bring a lot of horses.
Sponsors of this very race.
Of the race, which is awesome. And Distinctive Passion, Peter. The speed is the key with this horse. If he likes our track, he's going to be pretty dangerous. Distinctive Passion. I know he just won for claiming, but still, 6250 claiming stacks up pretty good in our stakes company.
That is not very soft down there. Yeah.
Closers, I didn't know who. I mean, maybe
Calgary Caper. He had a great year last year.
I don't know how much he wants to sprint though.
He did
Shooting
okay
Jacket
sprinting.
might be a little more prominent. Don't hold me back. Maybe or opportunistic. I shouldn't leave him out. He had a 3-race winning streak snapped in the BC Derby, but he's a cool horse. He's been working really well. But once again, these horses are all route horses that are better suited to a mile 16th, mile and an eighth, and which one can produce a really quick final move if there is a fast pace. And Shooting Jacket, maybe. Don't Hold Me Back's interesting too, and so is Opportunity. So I didn't pick any of those top three at all, but I mean, just horses maybe you want, because there's a lot of options in this race. But I did go 10, 7, and 6 in the Swift Thoroughbreds inaugural. On our eighth and final $4,000 claimers, the other half of the split, which is in race 3. These are non-winners of this season, or non-winners of 4 lifetime, 6 furlongs. I'm going to the 7 Majestic Mark. Roddy Thayer's had a really good season, I thought, with this horse. He's unlucky not to win a couple more. Got into a lot of trouble a couple times. He did win 2 with him with Silvino Morales. He's back aboard. Nice winning combo there.
Yeah.
I'll try him to win it to defeat Power to Believe, who I think may get into a pace squabble with the one horse. Let's Have a Double. But Power to Believe is pretty game. Jody Rossin had a great season last year.
Yeah.
And Richard Hamill rides Power to Believe. And I put Indy Racer. Might not be at his best distance, but class drop for him down to 4,000 and out of a top barn. So perhaps Indy Racer for third. I went 7, 5, and 6 to close out opening day.
I don't have much to add. I like Majestic Mark too. Look, he was running against tough horses. He went like Lassie from Ward. This feels to me like a bit softer half of the split without Cedarburg.
Yeah.
So I put Majestic Mark on top. I got Power to Believe. I'm with you. Very talented little guy. What was he? 4 for 7 on the money last year. Ran some big races. At this level, he runs at this level. He's very tough. He went up to the $8,000 level. He was a little bit too tough for me. Ran some tough horses like Crius and Tucci, the big droppers. Got that back to the $4,000 level, and that's where he does all his damage. He's live today with Richard Hamill aboard. And I put John Snow's horse, Let's Have a Double. Another one, look at his record last year. 6 of 7 in the money. This guy always hits the board at this level. I put him in third spot. 7, 5, and 1 for me in the nightcap.
Let's
That'll do it for our analysis. Up next on screen will be our picks.
Quick
Mike,
recap.
as always, is up first.
In race number 1, I went to the 3. Fall at last. Going to have Greg Tracy have a big day. I went 3, 5, 2. Race number 2, I'm going to try the 2 Bullet for Frank Barabee, Hall of Famer, 2, 6, and 3. Race number 3, I went to the 5 Cedarburg, 5, 3, and 1. Race number 4, the 3 Ciud Eau Claire, tough one over Dear Lily. Those two are alive though, 3, 1, and 5. Race number 5, I went to the 4 Soul Cat, 4, 9, and 6. Race number 6, another Greg Tracy runner. I got him winning 4, I think. Yeah, rough enough. I went 1, 6, and 3 in the Swift inaugural. Race number 7, I went to the 10 Blue Dancer, 10, 7, and 6. And in the 8th and final, I went to the 7 Majestic Mark, 7, 5, and 6. On to Drew.
On to my picks. Back in the first race, I agree with Mike. This is my best bet of the day. Number 3, Fall at Last, over the 2 and the 5. In the second, I went to the 6 Jazzed, over the 4 and the 1. In the third, Glenn Todd Cedarburg, number 5, over the 4 and the 3. Actually, I'm going for the Glenn Todd North American Thoroughbred double there with Cedarburg and Dear Lily in the 4th. In a tough call over Ciud Eau Claire, the 3, and Castellani, the 2. In the 5th, I went to the 7, Fantastic Command. First time starter of the Mike Keds barn, and a couple older horses, number 9, Good as They Get, and 1, Santa Fe Trail. In the 6th, back to Greg Tracy, Rough Enough, number 1, over the 5 and the 7. In the Swift inaugural, the 7th, I went to the 7, Distinctive Passion, over the 6 Modern, and the 10 Blue Dancer. And I agree with Mike in the nightcap, number 7, Majestic Mark, over the 5 and the 1.
All right, thanks everyone for tuning in to our first edition of Handicappers Corner. Just a quick reminder, we do have a Hastings paddock sale coming up.
That's right,
the following weekend. We do have the preview on Saturday, April 29th. 14 of them are in the sale. They will be going under tack. Some will be working. Some will be just galloping. They will be available for inspection that day, and that will start at 12 o'clock on Saturday, April 29th. The sale itself will be Sunday, April 30th. A little trickier. It's going to be after the races in the paddock. There'll be seating around the paddock area. We'll have the bidding board up. That'll be on April the 30th, where they will go up for auction. We're looking like 5:20 will be the last race, so we'll be trying to get underway by 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
We don't want to keep everyone there all night, but we'll be trying to get underway around 6 o'clock. But we will keep you posted on that. They'll be on Glenn's newsletter. Any actual times, but it's kind of tough to pinpoint what time we'll be going. The sale should take about an hour. It won't take a long time, but look at 6 o'clock. And if you're an interested buyer, you do have to get a hold of Kristen Gosson in the racing office and get your paperwork in order and get your any.
We do have the printouts here too at the Derby Bar and Grill. If you stop by here, you can get.
The sales catalogs are out. The proofs of them. We'll get the actual catalog out soon, but the proofs, which is what you need, the
sheets,
14 horses, they're online too on the HastingsHorseSale.com website. That's HastingsHorseSale.com website. You just open the page and you can just click on a horse and then go to download pedigree. You can just click a couple of clicks, you'll have the horse's pedigree page. You can actually print them yourself. Any horses that have run, there's actually the DRFs on there, their past performances as well. There's only 3 that have run, but you can get all the info on the upcoming horse sale on HastingsHorseSale.com. Our next live card will be Sunday, April the 30th. 2 stakes races. Yep. BC Cup races, actually. They are are they the BC Cup races? Yes, they are. The Dogwood and the Stellars, Jay.
3-year-olds.
3-year-olds will be in action. 2 stakes races on April 30th. Once again, first post 150.
And first post 150 on Sunday. And speaking of 3-year-olds, we are now only 2 weeks away from the Kentucky Derby.
Yes.
We still have some room here at the Derby Bar and Grill if you would like to make a reservation.
It always runs out quick.
Give us a call. Yeah, we still have some room. Give us a call, 604-536-2978. It's always a great day here, and you can phone and make reservations for any of the Triple Crown races, as that is coming up quickly.
Yes, it is, and always a lot of fun. Great atmosphere here at the Derby if you're not making it out to Hastings. On behalf of Drew, thanks very much for tuning in. Wish you lots of luck on opening day, and we'll see you next time here on Handicappers Corner.